It's just days before Halloween for Indianapolis roommates Mona Jackson and Angie Barlow.
Like from high school till now, we always lived together, so.
And after 11 years of friendship, 24-year-old Mona and 23-year-old Angie are more like sisters than friends.
I was adopted into the family. Not necessarily paperwork, but yeah. And she's also adopted in my family as well.
Making Angie the sometimes willful little sister she never had.
I mean, Angie was just her own person. She was independent. Nobody could tell her what to do.
And what she wanted to do was become a dancer, which for the small-town girl from Muncie, Indiana, meant extra money to live large in the big city.
Once we moved to the city, things opened up for us, so we started going on vacations and spending money like we're not supposed to, and we just really like salt and pepper. That's what we are.
Angie's mother, Christina Kramer, is supportive of her oldest daughter's independence and free spirit.
She was full of life, full of love. She loved her family. She loved her friends. She loved her sisters. And she loved her dog, Pablo. And she definitely lived every day like it was her last.
But Angie never could have known just how much time she had left when, out of the blue, she receives a mysterious text message.
She was like, "Sis, hey, read these messages." The first message started out, "Hi, do you do private parties?" That's how it started out.
Angie, who danced at local clubs in the area, would do private parties on occasion. And this text appears to be from a woman wanting to surprise her husband for their anniversary. But there's something odd about the exchange.
Never once said her name.
Yes, there's no name attached to the unknown phone number, but that doesn't deter Angie. And although Angie has done private dances before, her best friend Mona gets a gut feeling that this one is different.
It just wasn't adding up, and I told Angie, I said, please do not do this private party, because it just didn't seem right at all.
But there's no talking the headstrong Angie out of it. Then fast forward 2 weeks to the night of the private party when Angie gets a text from the client. As seen here, it states, "I want our panties and bra to match. Anything black and red?" Angie responds, "Yes, I have a couple black and red outfits." The text continues stating the party address and gate code needed to get into the apartment complex. Then Angie does something that she always does before dancing at a private party. She screenshots the party's location and sends it to her roommate, Mona.
This is where I'm going for this private party.
And along with the screenshot, Angie attaches this haunting message. "Doing a private party at this address, just in case I go missing, LOL." Then just a few hours later, another message from Angie. This time she appears to be inside the private party.
There was a Snapchat that she had, and it was about 11:45 on October 26th in the evening. And it said, "Doing this private party." And we do believe that that Snapchat was taken in the bathroom at the apartment.
Seen here from her Snapchat, there's a big smile on her face. Everything appears to be fine. But by the next day,
nothing. Nobody's heard from her. Nobody's seen her. I start calling Angie. I'm leaving her voicemails, text messages.
Frantic, Angie's mother races to her daughter's apartment. It's clear she hasn't been home.
She has a Yorkie, and she didn't go home and take care of her dog. You know, that's her baby. And he was without food and water, and she never left him unattended.
Then 17 hours after Angie sent that final post on her Snapchat, Mona remembers the screenshot that Angie sent her of the party's address.
I was 2 blocks away from the location, and I went over there as soon as possible.
But when she attempts to punch in the gate code,
nobody's answering, so I was just stuck from there on out.
But not for long. That's when Mona takes matters into her own hands.
So I actually climbed over the gate. I went over to the apartment, and it was cleaned out.
Immediately, Mona and Angie's mother head to the police station to file a missing persons report while still holding out hope she'll show up.
Maybe she's off somewhere.
And that's a very real possibility after cops get their hands on surveillance video from the apartment complex. When detectives hit play, they can't believe their eyes.
The surveillance video from the apartment complex shows Angie Barlow's vehicle, which is a blue Pontiac G6, leaving the complex at around 3:30 in the morning.
Detective Jose Torres is with the Indianapolis Metro PD. He dissects the video frame by frame, and what he sees next is nothing short of spine-chilling.
Directly behind Angela's car is another vehicle.
It appears Angie isn't alone. 23-year-old Angie Barlow has been missing for almost 24 hours after being hired to dance at a private party. The last time anyone heard from the Indianapolis woman was when she sent this Snapchat from what appeared to be inside the party. Then police uncover shocking surveillance video showing Angie's car leaving the party and someone else.
Directly behind Angela's car is another vehicle.
The surveillance video is time-stamped 3:29 a.m. It shows the apartment gate open and both cars appearing to leave together.
I mean, they were that close where the gate opened up for both vehicles. It wasn't like any space in between them. It was literally one right behind the other.
Is it possible Angie isn't missing at all and out with a friend from the party?
Maybe she's off somewhere, maybe she drank too much or whatever. Trying to justify anything, coming up with anything I can to justify why she's not answering her phone, why she didn't come home.
Either way, Angie's family and friends waste no time. They organize a search party and distribute missing person flyers.
We started handing them out all over the city, posting them wherever we could, posting on social media, just anything we could to try to get the word out. And we held on to hope. She's still out there waiting for us to find her.
Meanwhile, investigators focus in on the shadowy figures driving those two cars. Unfortunately,
with the video, you cannot see who's actually driving either vehicle.
But cops do have a clear shot of the second vehicle's license plate. When they run the registration, it comes back to a Raven Miller. And just who is that?
I found out that the people hosting this party was a female named Raven Miller and Baron McCullough.
Raven and Baron are the super secret clients, but turns out they were no secret to Angie.
Angela knew Raven Miller and Baron McCullough through where she worked at the club.
And they weren't so fond of each other.
There were issues.
Issues so big.
To the point where Angela would not have done this private party if she had known it was Raven and Baron that were throwing it.
But remember, the person behind the private party text never gave a name, and the phone number was unknown to Angie, leaving Detective Torres with one terrifying conclusion.
I believe, yes, she was tricked to come to this location.
Which would mean that Raven and Baron didn't act alone.
Somebody answers the door when she knocks on it. I truly believe she did not know that it was going to be Raven and Baron's apartment. And I believe somebody else was there to answer the door when Angela knocked on it.
But why? The couple is brought in for questioning.
They admit that she was there, but they also said that they never left the facility. They stayed there and while Angela left.
And police have nothing to prove otherwise. Even though they know it's Raven's car following Angie's vehicle on that surveillance, the video is too dark and grainy to ID either driver. And without any direct evidence tying the couple to Angie's disappearance, they are free to go. Then 12 days later, police get a big break.
Her vehicle, the Pontiac G6, was located
Angie's car is discovered just over 8 miles from the apartment where she was last seen.
We were hoping that, maybe if we found her car, we'd find her.
Sadly, there's no Angie, just her car. But exactly where the car is found doesn't sit well with her best friend, Mona.
I know for sure I had checked that area multiple times. And then, boom, pops up one day, and I'm just like, there's no way.
And there's something else that is strange about Angie's car. It's trashed.
Looked like the car had went underneath a wire fence, and there was some cracks on the window and headlights. And Angie always kept the inside of her car really clean, and it was a mess.
The car is taken in for processing and...
There's a possibility that there were some leads found in the car.
But is it enough evidence to find out what happened to the missing woman?
I don't want to compromise the investigation because it's still an ongoing investigation, so I'm not going to say exactly what all was found in the vehicle.
While investigators hold their cards close to their vest, the race is on to find Angie Barlow. Her parents put up digital billboards all over Indianapolis and post a $5,000 reward. But sadly, 7 months pass and no sign of Angie. Then...
It is a twist.
And it's as twisted as they come when cops suddenly announce an arrest in Muncie, Indiana, Angie's hometown. Angie Barlow has been missing for 7 months. Then, in a stunning turn of events, her own grandmother becomes a victim of fraud. Coincidence? Or...
I believe that there is a connection.
In the months following Angie's disappearance, about $8,000 is mysteriously withdrawn from an account belonging to the missing woman's grandmother, Sharon Barlow. The timing of the crime is of special interest to the Indianapolis Metro PD.
There's a possibility that there's a connection because this investigation or this fraud occurred after Angela was missing.
Cops obtain a search warrant in connection to Angie's disappearance. It leads investigators to a residence in Angie's hometown of Muncie, Indiana. And it's there where they make a disturbing discovery.
One individual that was arrested that had account information of Angela's grandmother.
Our affiliate, WXIN, speaks with Angie's parents.
We don't know how they got the information they got.
Police arrest a woman by the name of Michelle Brown on fraud-related charges. But get this, the woman tells investigators she didn't know Angie's grandmother, but knew her bank's routing number and chose her account number by chance. Cops have their suspicions.
The information that was used to commit the fraud was specific information that Angela would have.
If true, then how did Michelle Brown get this very specific information from the missing 23-year-old?
With an ongoing investigation, we're still working on that as well.
While serving the search warrant, police arrest 3 other people at the home on various charges unrelated to Angie's disappearance.
Irregardless of Angie, what they've done, or at least one of them has done to my mom, is just, why?
And the even bigger question for Angie's parents, do these 4 people know anything about their daughter's disappearance?
That's definitely something that goes through your mind, especially when all you do day in and day out is just wonder where your daughter is.
I believe that there is a connection, but I cannot find one yet.
Also, cops have to consider something else, a possible larger conspiracy, one that involves this fraud case and the couple who threw the party where Angie was last seen. To date, cops don't have any direct evidence linking the people or cases together. Then 4 weeks later, police get an anonymous tip
Saying where Angela could be located.
We just had to wait, still holding on to the hope that she was out there alive.
That tip points police in the direction of the backyard of a home that had been vacant for a long time in Indianapolis. That home is just a little more than 10 miles from where Angie went missing.
Once we obtained the search warrant, we had cadaver dogs respond, and once they hit a location, and then we proceed to start digging.
Methodically, CSI teams excavate an area in the backyard. Then, there in a shallow grave, they spot the remains of a woman. Angie's mother gets a phone call from an IMPD detective.
He said, I think we may have found Angela, and he asked if we could be in the coroner's office at 9 o'clock in the morning to come in and identify her.
The body is badly decomposed, so the coroner shows Angie's parents photos of still visible tattoos.
Those are images that you see when you go to bed. And it wakes you up in the middle of the night. Because that's something no parent should ever have to go through.
Tragically, her parents must confirm their worst fears.
That was, in fact, my daughter. And we had to sit in the coroner's office and give the Jane Doe a name. And at that point, Jane Doe was Angela.
The coroner's office is not releasing the cause of death to the public due to the ongoing police investigation. And concerning the residence where the body was found,
He had moved in very recently. There was no reason for us to think that he was a part of this investigation.
and while police continue to track down every lead, Angie's parents say their final goodbyes, sparing no expense for their oldest daughter.
We looked at it this way. Price wasn't going to be an issue for it. We don't get the chance to pay for that wedding. We don't get grandkids of hers to spoil. We don't get any more Christmases. We don't get any more birthdays. We don't get anything anymore. And that was the absolute last thing that we could do for her, was to make sure that she had everything that she wanted and to make sure that it was beautiful.
Following Angie's funeral, Detective Jose Torres hasn't forgotten about Raven Miller and Baron McCullough, the couple who hired the 23-year-old to dance for them at that private party where she was last seen alive.
I believe that there are persons of interest not only in the disappearance of Angela, but also the death of Angela.
It's a strong accusation coming from the detective working Angie's case, but he claims he can back up his statement if someone else comes forward. Someone else who was at that private party that night.
I believe that there were other people in this apartment when this incident occurred and know exactly what happened to Angela that evening. And my goal here is not just an arrest. My goal is a conviction.